Microphone set. Stream be good. I think that's all we really need, right? Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Get back to stretching. Always good to start stream off with stretch. Take a big breath. Breathe that in with your tummy. No one's around. It's fine. I'm not judging. Hey there, heroes. My name is Hero Girl, friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and a professional idea haver. This is the Daily Grind. Today is April 6, 2026. It's a Monday. And I just got off 2 straight weeks of being ill. 2 straight weeks of being ill. What the fuck? That's like half a month. Still drinking water. I'm still trying to stay healthy. It fucking happened. I fucking got sick during my birthday. Sucks. Fucking sucks. We're back now. And I'm looking at this modified ranked brawl. See? Now they have it so that way it's free to play. It's currently free to play. No cost. I could do this. I could jam this all day. Probably. Maybe. But it's got a very special ban list. It's only got a list of commanders that are banned, and not a list of the 99 that's currently banned. So there's so much stuff that's currently legal, including Golos grabbing Field of the Dead. Strip Mine is legal. Anna Drain. Ancient Tomb, Chromox. Not exactly stuff that our normal casual decks are built around. So, not going to be able to do this today, but nice to know that this is available. We do have a bunch of days that we need to clean out. We can clean them all out by just casting a bunch of green spells. So we've got plenty and plenty of green decks that we can play. Cast all those green spells. So many, in fact. Some of them I'm still working on. Some of them I am testing some stuff out. I've been working with this Omega deck over the past weekend. This is actually, I don't know. Every so often I just find a deck that turns into a bit of a pet project. This one got me to craft an expropriate because I realized like a month ago that this isn't as devastating as I thought it was. This is going to essentially be a time stretch or a time warp with a control mind attached to it. Callum, thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you. I still don't like that the person who casts this spell gets to pick the permanent. But this deck kind of needs haymakers, and that's and even if we just get like a time stretch, I think it's fine. I think there are scenarios where you just let them have the time stretch. But the general idea for this deck is, just ramp. Use Omega as the win condition, as the big. Hola, mi ergo favorita! Lucky, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you. Yep, we're back. Back today. Although, as a heads up, guys, it is that time of the month again. It is time for some wife care. So, you know the drill. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm not going to be streaming. I'm going to be taking care of my wife. I'm in the mood to watch like either Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty. Something classic Disney. So, that's what we'll be spending a little bit of this week on. But other than that, we're back to regular streaming stuff. Next week, I want to try and do something special. I want to try and do a very special Hero Girl belated birthday bash. A belated birthday bash for Hero Girl. Because I realized something. I realized that I have every incentive to do a special mini-thon for my birthday. To celebrate it. To try and get some subs. To try and get more eyes on me. It helps me pay for my birthday dinner. I'm lucky in that snow crab season starts like early April-ish. So my family, we go out for snow crab legs. That is my favorite, one of my favorite things ever to celebrate with. But it's still fucking expensive. So heckin' expensive, yo. And also, you know, other things for my birthday cost money, like a hard drive, the birthday gift. I'm gonna get a sick tattoo for my birthday. That'll be my first tattoo, and that can be expensive. So I have every incentive to do a mini-thon for my birthday, belated birthday bash next week. Next week. I'm gonna stream extra hours. Like, I'm gonna stream overlapping with when I would normally be streaming. So if you normally come by and hang out during our daily grind, you know, you're not gonna miss it much. But I'm going to be streaming, like, extended from that. And so... we'll work on it. I don't know that this is what we cast green. I think I am just kind of play... Tanya? Let's see. Kind of double check. We have some stuff to... We have some good top end here. Have our token stuff. This is kind of landfall-y. Yeah, this is kind of landfall-y. It's not like ramp, but folly. I think I'm slowly working to the point where I'm not going to be as tilted playing Brawl with experimental decks. We're not quite there yet, but we are getting there. And that's huge. Because if I can get to a point emotionally, mentally, where I'm not having an autistic meltdown just because, like, the thing that I really wanted to work is not working and I don't know why it's not working. And that means that we can try more brew stuff. We can work on more brew stuff on air. That's really exciting. I'm most invested in Magic when I have a puzzle that I need to figure out. And so, you know, doing all the Final Fantasy commanders and stuff, that's just kind of been like one prompt to brew decks together. Also, yesterday was Easter Sunday, and funnily enough, our family movie night was Dogma, because it was my pick and I wanted to watch Dogma. Real quick, what are we up against? Your Devious Diver from one of the Jumpstart cards. Whenever she becomes tapped, target player mills cards equal to its power. Maybe cast a spell from your graveyard or activate an ability of a card from your graveyard, draw a card, put a counter on her. And this is a little slow, but I'm gonna hold on to it because it has like an answer to Nerdeef. This ends up being like mono blue control with a milk edition. I think we're in a little bit of trouble. Whenever you cast a blue spell, this will be interesting. I'm interested in seeing how a mill deck works against a deck that actually really wants to put lands into our graveyard. Got well over the last streams here to help us draw additional cards. Target player mills. Oh no, they're gonna be self-milling. Oh, there's a crab. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Turn target creature to its owner's hand. What are you? You're tap an untapped artifact or creature? This is sorcery. Target player mill. So this is like self-milling? Interesting. Very interesting. I want to play Palantir then. Because I need draw so bad right now. I will draw the Prismatic Vista. Oh no, they let me take the... What did you... Iorth for tapping shenanigans. Is this gonna be like an Oracle win? Like Oracle Thassa? Mill your deck, win? Yep, and they can still bounce to Tanya, which is not bueno. I can play Oracle, I can get a Prismatic Vista. Yep, they're just drawing all cards. Gotcha. Comes tapped. Target comes tapped. Yeah. This is a fight spell. Fight spells are cool. I have Scoot Swarm. Scoot Swarm doesn't do anything. I could still play Titania though. Not gonna do a whole lot. This Kami doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, I guess I could have. Maybe I should have put the rampant growth at the bottom. Maybe. This has to be self-mill. It's all self-mill. Yeah, it absolutely. So then they've got 3 real cards in hand. A ton of sorceries for just like bouncing tempo-wise. Yep. You milling themselves. Oh, and they've got intruder alarm combo. Okay. They've also got. Hold on. If they have another bounce effect, cast this from your graveyard for 6, and exile this spell. How many bounce effects are with flashback? There's like at least 3 or 4 that I could probably think off the top of my head. So I'm gonna need to use Cosmic Hunger. I'm gonna need to use Transformation. I really didn't need this ramp. Actually, I definitely should have scrapped that away. It looks like they are not in a hurry to actually let me. Milling more cards, me enabling Titania would also mean taking damage. I mean, like, they could just be doing this, which sets up a mill combo. Ah! This enters, and whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, create a blue bird. Oh my god, this deck is fucking sick. This deck is fucking sick. Okay, so now I have to figure out exactly what we're gonna do here. Am I Scoot Swarming just yet? I don't think I am. I would love to play O'Hare Chasm though. I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to. Instead, what I'm going to do is we're going to Canvas Transformation Nerdive. We're going to hold up this Cosmic Hunger. And then pass the turn. Him with an audio issue. Lumra is cool, but you are not what I'm for right now. I definitely want that Cosmic Hug. Go ahead, drop the ramp row. So what I can do is they can bounce Nerdive back to their hand, replay Nerdive. Yep, that's fine. We gotta draw out of camera transformation. That's fine. Don't care about that. They want to replay Nerdive. Replay Nerdive. I'm also thinking about whether I actually want to use the Bushwhack to fight Nerdive. Oh, right. Aorith just blocks the Tanya, does. Okay, so now we can go ahead and use Bushwhack. We can hold on to Cosmic Hunt. Ah, you love to see that. We're currently at 5? Yeah, no reason not to. Because now we can start scoot swarming. Yeah, we can start scoot swarming. Target creature fights. Yeah, we're gonna fight. Even if they, like, manage to tap Nerdy down? What do they have at instant speed? No, they're just gonna mill. Alright, she's gone. Like, they have to keep casting her, right? They have to keep casting her? Oh, shit. I just got a free attack now. And then... yeah, I don't want either of these. I'm probably just looking for more removal. I've got Verdant Catacombs, which means even more scoots. That is, as they say in the business, pretty pog. Like, Nerdee's going to be 5 mana. What was that? They hit Malevolent Hermit. Now it's a question of, like, do I play the Cosmic Core into potential counter magic? I don't think I do. Evondo Waking Haven. They're kind of cool because all these scoots are going to turn into other guys. Also got Nissa. Nissa kind of means kind of like a must answer. Yeah, let's go Verdant Catacombs. And then I'm going to cast Nissa. Because Nissa is kind of a must answer. Yeah, now we just go attacks. Like, they can block, but... we don't have gingerbread. I just have to be wary of, like, a River's Rebuke, technically speaking. Oh, right, the Cosmic Hunger actually just literally, right, you get paid for. Yeah, let's go to damage. I'm giving them, like, every opportunity to try and counter my stuff if they're holding, like, an counter spell. Yeah, that sounds like a good point to do. Actually, hold on. Do I want Tanya to fight? I do want Tanya to fight. Alright. So they mill some cards. Oh, wait, no, that was just like a straight up punch. Now, Oracle can not resolve? Okay, so they are going to use a wash away on that. Nice Merrick Orb. That's fine. Don't care about that. I will gladly take an Origin of Melta Building for next turn. Because now that means we can hit this Drowned Secrets and we just shut off one of their engines. This is a really fucking cool deck. Like, I love this whole Reggie thing. Props, eidetic memory. No max hand size. Begin combat your turn if you draw more than one card this turn. Put a counter on target creature control. Memory Deluge. Yeah, I absolutely want to get rid of this Drowned Secret. They've already dumped like nearly their entire deck play. Absolute dumpster. Absolute dumpster. Nissa does like just let me untap with all the mana in the world too. That's pretty great. Nissa is 8. Yeah. Just care about the fact that she untaps lands, gives us ass loads of mana. Okay, that's gonna be like what? 4? Gotta surveil. Got potential Frying. Alright. Yeah, that's like 4 damage. 4 damage to Nissa. We do not like Barrel being on board. I'll say that as well. We absolutely want to get rid of this Drowned Secrets. Look at all that value. Just look at it. Ooh, Chomping Chain. Chomping Changeling, that is a fun little creature. Critter even. Now we can go ahead, we can blow up Drowned Secret. We can play a Vendo, make a whole lot of scoots. Station it with all these guys. And then what do we want to use that last mana for? Probably O'Hare Chasm. Yeah. And the opponent goes ahead and picks it up. Opponent, you have a sick-ass deck. I love this. It's a shame that we didn't get to see, like, the whole deck. But I've got the gist. Those you cast from your graveyard cost less. Hidden Streams. Twiddle. Shellfish Scholar. Threshold. Memory Lapse. Intruder Alarm. I love what they're cooking here. I love what they're cooking. Target player mill 2 cards. It's not like full on grabs. Definitely a lot cooler than like regular mill. Regular mill and brawl is just, you know, if you're not playing combo, you're just doing anything. Oh my god, self-sipples. Self-sniffles. And then as usual, we'll be doing some Final Fantasy for the second hour. Won't be like last Friday where I just like hyper focus on working on a deck. Also, potentially in our future, Hero Wife is going to be joining us. My cat, my wife, my cat wife. I'm working on the PNG right now, but we're at the point now where wife has been like, you know what? I actually feel like I might actually be up for streaming with you, doing some co-streaming. So what we'll probably end up doing is tacking another hour onto the stream. Like normally when we would wrap up Final Fantasy, what we'll do is start making plans for, you know, when we go into a up against Zealous Rune Knight, discard any number of cards and then draw that many +1. Whenever a creature enters from the graveyard or was cast from the graveyard, you put a counter on each creature control. So this is like straight up Reanimator. We'll be doing some co-op stuff. We've been wanting to do Halo for like a long time. Want to get back to playing Path of Exile 2. Which has been very, very nice. When this enters, forest cards in your hand and library perpetually become 3/4 tree foe. Yep, and then the bird eats it, so I'm going to play the Argoth now, I guess. Hopefully they'll chill out with this 5 a.m. shift so you can stick around for when your wife joins stream. I hope so. That'd be nice. I don't want to play Tanya straight into removal, so let's just play into the north. Oh, right. I have a fucking Dark Deaths. I keep forgetting that I have Dark Deaths combo in this deck. The Region Haste. Yep, there's Celis. Discard a number of cards, draw. So they just like have the straight up reanimate. Oh no, they have Parallax Wave and Flage. Okay. Flage is kind of problematic, but we can make that work. I don't want to drop Titania yet. I am going to drop Wildgrowth Summoner though. Because now we just have like an ass load of creatures. Flare of Cultivation. I'm gonna go ahead and do this actually. Because that's just like so much ramp. I forgot that when this dies, it puts a couple of forests into play. That's huge. I'm not going to attack with them just yet, but now we have a ton of stuff that we can do. And also, importantly, they survive Flage triggers. That's 5, that's 3. Yeah, I can play Zendikar's Royal into Turtle now. And start making a bunch of elementals, too. You die to Flage. Oh, shit! I just realized the Blossoming Chores gives the land creatures +1/+1. Holy fuck. Let's see. Also, Solitude and Grief. You are probably playing some mass reanimation. I'm going to be feeling awful, awful, awful now. What is this? 2 damage to each opponent. Oh, Orym's Chant. So I can't cast any spells. Alright. If they're doing that, that means that they have like a reanimation spell. And like, I just don't have the patience. I guess, no, I guess that's not true. That's an early scoop. That's an early scoop because they could have just been doing it to buy themselves another turn. Setup. Yeah, that was dumb. This hand alright? It's against Extus, and it's either Extus Magecraft, it's never Extus Magecraft, it's Awaken the Blood Avatar, which is make a bunch of small dudes and then sacrifice them to make a 3/6. Ice Explorer is kind of cool with Exploration, though. Goes crazy with Ashaya as well. I'll drop Exploration first, go into the north. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about, though. Something completely out of left field happens, and I experience like a minor shutdown, autistic meltdown, and I hate that happens. So I'm gonna have to get into the habit of just like, if that happens, take a fucking breath, chill the fuck out. Ooh, Sunken Citadel. Pretty good. That helps. That helps with not missing. I could grab Dark Deaths still, but I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that conversation. Ice to Explorer, if I can get that with a fetch land of some sort, I'm pretty happy. I playing Titania to bait out removal? I might be. No removal. They've just been stuck on lands. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay, so that's something we can exile with Haywire Might. That is also pretty good for us. I could play a Shia. This would turn all of our non-tokens into forests. Haywire Might can now sacrifice itself. 2 mana afterwards. Not quite enough. The Crucible Worlds. Cool with the Courtyard. How do I feel about this? I think I'm going... Yeah, do this now. Here's Ice Hill Explorer. Now we can start the land parade. Get to do it again. And we're gonna have like 3 land drops. So we're just gonna fish an ass load of cards out. This is something I'm going to be doing so I can fetch the gate out of our deck. And that's basically a redraw. We have Crucible in case the Ice Tiller goes away, but the Ice Tiller has already just like done a ton of damage. So yeah, we're not gonna have any issue blocking here. Like, I guess they could technically Fatal Push. But we're in just such a strong position. We have Crucible of Worlds still. Got a Shia. We've got Scootaloo. Go combat. We'll attack with both. Like, yeah. Or no, that's Crucible Worlds. Whoops. I want to play the Catacombs because if they try and kill the Scoot Swarm, I'm not waiting on a trigger to go off. They might have like a Toxic Deluge that they're building towards. Doesn't really matter if I could just like empty out literally my entire deck of lands. Ooh, Cryptic Caves is actually really good here. Now we can start stacking the draw. I might be out of land drops, but like, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm out of land drops. Whoops. Nothing else I can really do there except let it go. Like, if they have a Wrath, I'm still feeling pretty good. Unexpected Windfall, that's fine. Keep it a fetch land, also just place around like incidental graveyard hate, so that way I can get the engine going again. I don't have Argoth out yet. But we are just going to be using Cryptic Caves to start looping through. Yep. Go ahead, they grab a basic land. Wait until their end step, I think. We have like more than enough Scoots at this point. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. Alright. Like I said. There's nothing cast here. Overlook, that's fine. Yeah, this is all fine. Because we're gonna go ahead and do a couple redraws with this Cryptic Caves. Oracle's pretty cool. Actually, hold on. Am I supposed to... Yeah, I think I am, actually. Unfortunate. I want... This is just like another instance of... Oh, damn. Wouldn't this have been great? Yeah, I was probably supposed to use the Catacombs there so I could Cryptic Caves again. Whoops. And they use one Wrath, so if they're playing Exodus like Control, then that's what they're doing. Elspeth Sun's champion. She got a plus? She has got a plus. Okay. What is this? Search your library for a creature or land, reveal it, put it in the battlefield tapped. If it's a land card, otherwise put in your hand. Target creature control, fight, exile an artifact or enchantment. Blizzard Brawl. I would love to get rid of Elspeth. What do I want to do with this? I've got Blossoming Tortoise as well. Yeah. If they're playing just like Exodus Control, then I want to shuffle some stuff away. So this will be land drop 1. Got like 3 of them. Arch of Escant. Alright, that's pretty great. Ooh, actually... That's land drop number 3, so I'm out of land drops now. So then... Yeah, 6, 5, so we can just go ahead and go combat? Yeah, let's go combat. Attack Elspeth with everything. Yeah, they can trade with I've got this Blizzard Brawl. That's also whatever. What I want to do is... Yeah, search for grab... This is search for a creature or land, reveal it, put onto the battlefield. Tapped if it's a card. Oh, right. We could just, like, grab any literally other things. Huh. Didn't even consider. I'm still gonna grab Argoth. And yeah. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, chat. Like, I feel really far ahead. I also don't know if we're, like, actually doing anything just yet. Okay, no, they're just gonna go ahead and destroy all the creatures. And Elspeth can plus again. Yeah, Elspeth could just plus again. And then what, and then what, and then what? 5, 7, I have a lot here. I have like some amount. Well. I want to draw more cards. That's what I want to do. Because Elspeth is still not ready to attack in yet. I also just like Tail Swipe. I have Blizzard Brawl, which is a sorcery. Nah, we're just chill. Yeah, we're just... Plenty of stuff to do. They can actually, like, play this. Each player sacks a creature. I would have to sack a token. They would want to pop Elspeth first. I knew what I was doing, but I'm just... Damn. Damn. Savaged by my own chat. Like, they're running really light on gas, too. So they are definitely at a point where they just want to be casting that avatar thing over and over again. Okay, yeah, they're gonna go with PZ. Guess I'll tail swipe PZ. Fight? Yeah, fight.
My life will support yours.
This is gonna be like they can cast it twice. Yeah, they can cast it twice because of the mana they have. Yeah. And then this is 3 damage to each opponent. Don't care about that. Because we have like 66 fucking life. I've been holding off on this as Shia. But with the use social engineering, I just really want to cast Shia, I guess. Are you sure about that, buddy? Alright. I mean, like, I've got all of the things to do now. Oh, hold on. Can I just, like... Yeah, I could just, like, get him now. Yeah, we got him with a big lady. Got him with a big lady. And yeah, they were just trying to play, like, Mardu control. Mardu is really, really bad at control, I think. So, like, here's the thing. Mardu has black, red, and white as its colors. Which means that you get a lot of removal and you get a lot of... You get draw, you get hand attack. What you don't get is stack interaction. And so it makes it really hard to keep up with decks that could just, like, resolve a card advantage engine and then outstrip you. Because control decks, if you're playing a control deck like this, you need the ability to reload and draw cards. And if you're just answering, like, even like with Rafts, it doesn't matter if they have an engine, right? We're ramping out so hard that we can just cast our commander over and over and over again. And there's literally nothing they can do about that. Now, if they had, like, a Phyrexian arena or something, if they had a ton of creatures that cantrip when they come into play, and then they sack those into Nexus, or the, I guess, the Blood Avatar, they would probably be in a much stronger position. But they either don't play those, or they didn't see them, so we get all the benefits. And that's going to be one of the other things, too. A lot of these mid-rangey, wanting to be a control decks are going to get rolled over by ramp. If this was a blue control deck, where they can just, like, keep drawing cards and then keep fighting us, even as we try and replay our commander over and over again, then we can kiss our butts goodbye. Alright, we get to go first. We're up against Vivi Ornithir. Vivi is kind of a menace in Standard, hence why it got banned. It's going to get bigger whenever they cast a spell, but in Arena, it has a tap ability, so unless they have a way to give it haste, this is going to be alright. Now, What I would like to do is get this rampant growth online. Expedition map is pretty good. Expedition map grabbing like Argoth is really good. Because then we could just like make bears to try and like fight through counter magic. Vivi, you can play it a couple different ways. You can play him as tempo. You can play him as control. You can play him as spell slinger. He's a very versatile commander. I don't... This is rampant growth, not into the north. Alright, Signet. That could mean any number of things, actually. Alright, so here's exploration. Now we get a chance to go... Land, expedition map. Crack, expedition map. And let's go ahead and grab... Are we grabbing Cavernous Souls? I don't know if they can really deal with Titania if she resolves. We could grab Bossing Zane, start Earthbending. If I just grab Argoth, then we have things that we can do. Yeah, I think I'm just grabbing Argoth. Where'd it go? I wish there was like a typing field that would let me just type it in what I'm searching for. Alright. They're gonna jam Vivi. Do they have mana for Vivi? They have mana to get Vivi started. Let's find out. I can Origin and Metal Bending. Anything that's not like a Swan Song should resolve here. Or, yeah. It should resolve past anything that's like a Swan Song or whatever. Nykthos. Shrine to Nyx, you say? Into the north is pretty good here. Because then I can grab any Snowland. Yeah, I can also drop Titania. Have I played a land? Oh, no, I haven't. Yeah, so let's go Nykthos. If they counter Titania, they counter Titania. We're going to get some extra life to help buffer ourselves against any burn plans they have. Pass the turn. Round Monsoon Mage. They're going to try and storm off through...
One day, I'll get out of this misery.
They're going to try and storm through our cards. Alright, yeah, that deals with Titania for a turn. Yep. Alright. And they get the transform route. So he just gets a field test. This is absolutely trying to be Storm. Ooh, they got rid of the Paradox engine.
Testing is ahead of schedule.
Wild Grove Summoner. Sure. Let's see. This would put the land into play tapped, which is funny. I'm gonna hold this Origin here. Yeah, we hold this Origin. We can blow up anything huge that comes down. We just saw Paradox Engine, so an Aetherflux Reservoir would be awful.
Easy.
I also have to be careful because they just have Vivi. They can block with Vivi and then they can recast Vivi. Like, look at all these spells that they're casting. So I'm kind of in this situation where I can't actually attack Vivi. Tap target creature, scry one. Yeah, let's go ahead and... No, that doesn't give it a... That doesn't give hexproof against indestructible. Fuck. I'm a fucking dink. I'm a fucking dink, chat. Jesus Christ. I need to read my cards. I thought this was hexproof, but no, 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 no. Ooh, bold. Interesting. I like it. see, nothing I want to turn in. Alright, attempt to hit Rao. Rao ultimating is also a problem. I've got 4... I don't have enough mana to Anya and do other stuff. So instead, let's make Bear. Alright, Nykthos actually just like makes me a ton of mana. Sweet. Yeah. Alright. Well. The answer wasn't in the heart of the cards? Wait, wrong card game? I've got a rant. I've got a rant about the heart of the cards and the way that shit fucked me up. Not because, like, you know, heart of the cards bad, but because, you know, I didn't expect just believing in myself to fail me. There is so much about card games that Yu-Gi-Oh! Wants to get right. It wants to do everything so good, and it just can't and doesn't.
Supercharged and super ready.
See, I could turn this thing into Nissa. How do I feel about this? I don't want to attack with either of these. So maybe the answer was continue to make bears. Interesting, interesting. Okay, shifting woodlands. That would let me turn into Conduit of the Worlds, which would let me play more land. I don't hate that. Yeah. If I play the Conduit of the Worlds and I use that to just like start hitting more lands from my graveyard, that's honestly pretty great. Especially if what I end up... Oh, wait, no! I should have gone for the Pit of Offerings. I can't. I still can't. I could still hit the pit. That's really important because now I can actually hit a lot of these cards that are, one, a win condition. And then I can hit like cards that are just redraws. So, Scry 2 draw, that's a really good one. Surveil 2, that's going to be another good one. Alright. We're going to go ahead. We're going to pass our turn. Because now we have an army of bears that we can just start sticking on Rao. And there's not a damn thing they can do about it. At least not yet. They probably have like some sort of board wipe. What am I saying? We're actually really close to the point where we could just like start alpha striking them. I don't want them to be able to play Vivi.
Pays off.
This might be the instance where I have to. Oh yeah, River's Rebuke. Sure, yeah, okay. Vivi is online. Fucking Vivi is online. God damn it. Alright. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna take a deep breath. This is the point where they are going to try and storm off. And I need them to show me a win condition before I do anything else. I'm really glad that I took a bunch of cards out of their deck, their graveyard. Because now that limits their options for going off. They still have Expedite, which draws. They still have Opt, which draws. Knots draws. Like, we need them to whiff on these next 3 draws. Like, mana is just, like, not the stranglehold at all. And if it happens, it happens. Now, what was this? This is 3 damage to target opponent, each creature they control, so that kills all my forests. They have, like... Okay. Do they get one more redraw after this, depending on what their mystery card is? Oh, no, that's Curiosity. Okay. They get 2 more redraws now. Oh, shit. If they get, like, any way to just untap Vivi, we also just die off that, too. Yeah, that's 7 off of Urbrask and Leer. No, that's 3 off Leer, so they just have to cast 6 more cards. Okay, now they get to untap Vivi. That's it. We're dead. We got spell Sleenered. And I'm okay. We lost. We got hit by an unexpected development, and we are okay. See? That's what we need to do. That's how we win the time war. We don't tilt. That's how we learn how to not tilt out. We stop. Take a big tummy breath. We remind ourselves that we're okay. We are not in danger. What could I have done to stop that? Not a lot, if I'm being honest. Like, the River's Rebuke just completely wiped my board. Maybe if I could have... Maybe if I tried to resolve Titania, I could have converted more of those fetch lands into life gain to survive longer. But they found their Curiosity. And Curiosity on Vivi basically means that they just, like, draw their entire deck. Because when you're drawing, like, 2 cards each week, it makes it really hard to... cards each week. Yeah, when you hit 2 cards per redraw, or like even like your non-cantrips drawing you a card, it's really hard to whiff off that. Opponent gets to go first. This has turn 1 exploration into Badger Mole Cub. Creature with haste. We can sack the Badger Mole Cub to the Flare of Cultivation. We got Scoot Swarm. Scoot Swarm is a really good win condition. I feel a lot better about this if we hit, like, just a mana dork. We'll cast the Badger Mole. Badger Mole will... I feel a lot better about this if we draw... Gotcha. Earthbend... The forest, I think. Here's Flare of Cultivation. Grab both of these. Here's another land. Here's Haywire Might. I don't have any lands in the graveyard for conduit purposes. I don't want to play Scoot Swarm just yet. If I draw another land, I'll play Pock. Otherwise, I'm playing Titania. Just so we can hold up Might for anything else that shows up. I haven't even talked about our opponent yet, and they're playing Jegantha, Jodo the Unifier. This is not a legendary land. So here's Pock, here's Argoth. And now, go ahead, get in for 1. Go ahead, exile the Arcane Signet. Jodo the Unifier is the one that where you cast the legendary, you cascade into another legendary. We don't have any good answers for that. Just like flat out. I can play the Conduit next turn and start using Argoth to help mill and find more lands for Pock. Aowen, exile target creature with greater power. And then she is just like... Yeah, okay. Well... when in Rome... We're gonna grab a basic here. I need to be able to play this conduit. Here's conduit. Now we can go ahead and windswept again. Again, leave the windswept heath untapped. I'm not worried about like any sort of stifle effect here. And we are just gonna like shoot him out of existence. Except this time we're gonna grab our gate. Here's Titania. Here is Windswept Heath. And then we kind of just have to hope that everything works out. There's not going to be a lot of cards that can answer this. And the few that can, the opponent apparently does not have. So there we go. Scoot Swarm is a stupid, broken gathering the magic card. And that's also a good one to end it on. So let's go play some Final Fantasy, shall we? Yeah, I gotta be real with you. I'm starting to understand why people have separate VOD channels. If I had VOD channels, then if I had a VOD channel, I could upload some stuff. What I'll probably do is I would probably like split the stream right here. Then do like magic upload, Final Fantasy upload, magic upload, Final Fantasy upload. Kind of like what a Northern Lion does. That's such a bad idea. It is an issue of like, you know, there is processing power and time, and I need to actually remember to upload the stuff. I need to come up with the, you know, the Northern Lion basic ass thumbnail plus VTuber face or whatever. I would have a hell of a lot of uploads, I'll tell you that. But then you can't actually call it a VOD channel because then people are just like, eh. If I could, what I would do is I would have YouTube. I would have YouTube that's active right now. I would have it split the stream itself, and then either have that as like chapters or have it as separate instances of the live stream. The issue with doing it that way on the YouTube is just then you have multiple live streams showing up. Like if I prepared Final Fantasy live stream, if I prepared Magic stream, I don't know. Feels weird. And one of the things I told myself is that I really don't want just arbitrarily pull my stuff apart like that. Ow. Alright, so Wondrous Tales is done for the week. I don't think Chloe has any more for us. I'm gonna go double check though. She should have a refresh tomorrow. Today's also like the last day for the Easter event. Pretty sure it is. Ow, crunchy. By the way, chat, we're going to be doing a very special community thing here next month. Okay, yeah. We're going to do a special community thing next month. We have plans to do a community play-along of Dragon Quest... What was it, 11? I want to say Dragon Quest 11. I need to check my Steam, but I'm pretty sure it's Dragon Quest 11. That's going to be going on next month. It's going to be my first time playing Dragon Quest 11. I've got friends who are going to be playing along with me. Some of you are even going to be playing around with me, chat. Google chores. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also going to have to, like, you know, really haul ass on Lies of P. It is currently April, right? So it's April 6th. We're a week into April. I was supposed to be done with Lies of P last month. But then, like, one, I was sick for 2 weeks straight. Two, I've kind of been caught in this this crossroads of simulation, where it's, I'm not really like in the mood to play Lies of P. I'm actually in the mood to really play some Final Fantasy, which I did. I did all of the crafting job quests on Final Fantasy, and then when I finished those, I actually felt really good about going back and playing more Lies of P. I think I'm in like the 4th or 5th chapter or something like that. There's 11 total, so I'm probably like roughly halfway through the game. Probably like closer to a third, maybe, not sure. But I am like gonna have to use April to make progress, and I already told myself that I'm okay with that. Like, I realized very early on, oh, this is actually going to be a lot longer than I estimated it was going to be because I'm taking my time to explore everywhere. It definitely gave me a better perspective for how to use, how long to beat. Don't use the minimum. Use the average. Like, main story plus extras. Not like, you know, completionist hours, but if it's a game that you think that you are sincerely going to put a ton of, you know, enjoyment into, definitely main story plus extras is probably about right. So, what was originally going to be, you know, my, you know, Fallout month. That's not happening. I gotta talk to him. Oh wait, no, this is where I gotta go grab the supplies for the baskets. So already the schedule is in shambles. The schedule that I was keeping, but that's fine. Not turning this into a rush is really important to me. That being said, it's also important to me to keep my major goals, and Dragon Quest XI is a major goal. Fallout, which one? Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas was on the docket for this month. And then I found some stuff out. Like the fact that, one, main story plus extra is a lot more hours than I'd initially estimated. So that was already going to be like a lot longer than I'd already planned. And then I found out you can play Fallout 3 through New Vegas. Like, there is a mod called Tale of Two Wastelands or something like that. And you get to play with your character in Fallout 3. So that sounded cool as hell. So we're gonna do that. And I think what I'm probably gonna end up doing. Well, there's a few things I could end up doing with this. New Vegas, I had the one that a friend gifted, even though it told him no thanks. First of all, ouch. I definitely know how that is. Second of all, no, just ouch. Just ouch. Honestly, kind of reminds me of what happened with the Chrono Trigger. I really just wanted to try it out normally. Was not prepared to get it as a gift. Really did not want it as a gift until like years after I had given it away as part of a Christmas gift. But no, Fallout just having my schedule making sure that it doesn't turn into a, you know, a rush, have to stay on schedule has been challenging. Having to schedule as in, okay, this is how many hours, roughly speaking, I can expect to have free time to play video games this month. So let's plan accordingly. That has been very helpful. Like, I've already come to terms with the fact that I am not finishing all of the games that I was gifted this year. Like, it's like I got Lucky, thank you so much for gifting me My wife started playing immediately and she's having a ton of fun. I know that I'm not going to get the dog witch like anytime soon, and I also know that, and I say this with the knowledge that you are not expecting that I played it anytime soon, that you were just being a kind friend to get me something that was on my wish list. I'm just saying this as like, you know, a matter of, you know, train of thought, that I am aware that I am not going to actually get around to playing a game that I had on my own wish list for quite a while, partly because of the schedule. So, you know, that's part of why we're doing this whole schedule thing too, is that there are games that I was gifted and I don't want to be sitting in my backlog for years and years and years unplayed. It makes me feel ungrateful. And I also want the flexibility to be able to play some of these games as I get them. Like, you get a brand new game, you start playing it, and you go, oh wait, shit, no, I was playing in the middle of another game, and now I'll never finish because the momentum's gone. Here's your birthday gift. Get to it whenever the mood hits you. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. This is not an apology or an indictment of anything in particular. This is just, you know, a statement of ooh, that's a big one. I gotta kill that. This was just a statement of observation and self-acknowledgement that whatever my goals may be, things are just going to keep happening. Over 300 Steam games. Not sure if you'll ever get to them all. Tale as old as time. This is nothing new on this channel. Hold on. Let me mute real quick. Sniffles. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so with that being said, I am really enjoying Lies of P. And think about Lies of P and what it is I am and am not enjoying about it. What is, you know, keeping me from trying to devour it as hungrily and greedily as I devoured Slay the Princess. Like, it is kind of just whatever. It's kind of just, you know, I'm not actually as in the mood to do slower dungeon crawling type stuff, and that is okay. What that means is that I am going to try and be open about, you know, games that I am working through taking a little bit longer if they have to spend time sharing that, you know, that limited gaming time with a game that I'm already playing 5 ever, like Final Fantasy. That's just how it be. That is just how it be. Probably have more time for gaming, but your bro likes to drop you off your knees. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, right? Because that's not too different from how I feel with my responsibilities. My own responsibilities of taking care of the family. Like, there are things that I do in this family that neither of my partners can do or have the time or energy to be able to do themselves. So what I'm in the middle of recognizing is that my game time might be, quote, limited, but that doesn't mean that I have no time to do none of the game. What I can do is, you know, I'm getting used to the idea that there is a ton of stuff that you can do in the span of just an hour, you know? Even if you only have 1 hour, like, that is still learning a boss, that is still taking care of quite a bit. Final Fantasy XIV has skewed this for me because I am so used to all of the chores and shit taking infinite time to finish up. I'm so used to doing a checklist of chores that eats all of my game time that I kind of forgot just like how much gain you can get in 1 hour. Niece is only 2.5. Rather give her attention when she's here. Got more important things to do than learn how to use a controller. Yeah, yeah. At least with my wife, I can, yeah, you know, I can play with her. Part of why we want to do the co-streaming is because, you know, we already have this time set aside where we want to be with each other. There's games that we want to play with each other, and it's actually just difficult in a sense of like getting started, because as soon as I stop streaming, right? As soon as I stop streaming, I need to destimulate. I need to like wind down and not have like the headphone buzz on, not have the entertainment mode on. I need some time to relax. So then you're winding down, and then you gotta rewind up in order to actually like do stuff with spouse. And sometimes it's just so much easier to just be like, yo, let's just chill and watch stuff, which is good. I enjoy doing that with my wife. But we have other stuff that we want to do, which includes playing things like Halo and Path of Exile. It's Moogle time. The tools make the Moogle, level 50. Master Mogza is tugging at his palm in frustration. Get some water. I need to get some like nasal saline going. I can't believe them, Kupo. Of all the times for trickery. Why, if they were here, I'd give them a piece of my... Oh, Thamora! Once again, fate is working against us. Sometimes it seems as though we can't lift even a single brick without something going wrong. Let's all put our palms together and hopefully we can find a solution. Just when I had forgotten how entertaining the Moogle's antics could be, this happens. You see, we are expecting a shipment of supplies from the Temple Knights, but the delivery is long overdue. Mogson here suspects foul play. That's right, Kupo. With the Mongmatters busy at Bar-Les, I asked the Moogles at Asa to help transport the supplies. Unfortunately, I fear they may have hid them, or worse. Our only choice is to find the Moogles in charge and question them ourselves. Give them a good talking to, Mogson. As the leader of the Mongmatters, you must make it clear that you will not tolerate such trickery. I have faith the supplies will be here at Bar-Les before long. Of course, Terracin. I'll give them a scolding they won't soon forget. Perhaps I'll even make them carry the supplies themselves. Ah, look at him. Off to rebuke an irresponsible Moogle as a father would a disobedient child. However, as we're expecting a good many crates, another pair of young strapping legs to carry them certainly would not hurt. Go and assist him should he require it. Yeah. Okay, so like, I am enjoying the Moogle chores a lot more than the bird chores. Because this isn't making me like hunt and peck over the course of an entire sea of clouds with all those islands. It's just, I don't know, it just feels smoother. What are you doing here? Did Terracin send you to accompany me again? He really must learn to let me handle my own affairs, Kupo. Look here, I gave this Moogle such a verbal thrashing that he's agreed to show me where he hid the supplies, and has even forsaken trickery for good. Completely and utterly contrite he is. Alas, I'd rather not spend my time reprimanding others. There's still so much to be done at Bar-Les. But lately, I felt that no matter how many hours we labor for, we never get any closer to completion. Ah, but worry not. I have no intention of giving up, Kupo. One blow at a time, we'll chisel away at Bar-Les, and until the glory of its past is restored. For now, I suppose I should see to the unenviable task of collecting the rest of the supplies. I know much more important matters demand your attention, but could you deliver this crate to Bar-Les? With any luck, we'll see each other again shortly. Now show me where you hid them. Quickly, there's no time to waste, Kupo. I sure hope this itself isn't a trick for them. Alright, deliver the crate. You are returned sooner than I expected. Is Mogza not with you? Crate of supplies. Aye, these are certainly the supplies we ordered. How kind of Mogson to shoulder the burden of finding the rest. While he is occupied, there is a matter I would like to discuss with you. As you have doubtless noticed, Mogza has become an admirable crafter in his own right. In fact, the zeal with which each and every Mogmender approaches their work has been not short of astonishing. However, despite their best efforts, their progress leaves something to be desired. Curious as to why, I observed the Mogmenders at work, and one thing struck me was the feebleness of their blows. Now, this is no fault of the Mughals. It is not due to laziness that they strike so lightly. No, I believe the tools are to blame. Mughals cannot grip their tools firmly. They do not have our theory arms. Tools made for us are entirely unsuitable for them. What if we were to furnish them with tools to turn to their etheric energy? Brings us to the supplies. With them, we shall make wind-aspected tools, which I believe the Mogmenders will be able to swing as mightily as we swing our own tools. I would give you the honor of helping me craft the first one. I only ask that you craft a hammerhead. I have procured a material known as Arm Regis, possessed of superior etherical conductivity. Use it to make a well-balanced head so the tool is not clumsy in our fur ends paws. Before we begin, however, bring the crate of supplies to the Mogmul. As always, you are free to take whatever you feel is necessary to complete your task. Ah, there's a Mogmul. We're gonna make some special hammers for the Kupos, Kupo. The others think I had the easiest job of the Mogmenders, but they're wrong. Have you ever flapped your wings in place for hours on end? No? Then you have no idea how hungry it makes you, Kupo. But I must do my duty. What supplies do you require this time? Ah, so these are the errant supplies? Kupo nuts? I thought not. In that case, feel free to take anything you need. Ahem. Alright. Make high quality Moogle tool component. Also, like, you know, there is just sometimes you're not in the mood to play games. I did a ton of reading when I was sick. A ton of reading. It's gotta be okay too. Are you finished already? Of course, I expected only the most superb craftsmanship. Ah, yes, this is a masterpiece. Of that there can be no doubt. Now we only need to take what I have made and... Special hammer, special hammer, hammer, special hammer, special hammer. Look, have you ever seen a hammer so mightily, so majestic, so miniature? Ah, there's nothing like crafting something so fine with your own hand. Of course, I could not have done it without you, my friend. Amara, Tarson, I am returned, and with all the missing supplies, no less. What's that smell? You been crafting? Indeed we have, my dear Mogson. A special present for our favorite Mogmender. I believe you will be most pleasantly surprised. Oh, I'm not falling for that again. I still remember the taste of disappointment when I bit into those fake Koopa nuts. What is it this time? Leather cloud mallow? Nope. You too? Perhaps you are telling the truth after all. Very well, show me your present. Just in case, I shall gird my palm for the worst. Tiny hammer? Tiny hammer? Tiny hammer? Tiny hammer? This hammer, it's different from the others. Both Thomor and I poured our hearts and souls into it, so I hope you are able to make good use of it. I believe this hammer, and other tools like it, will bring a marked improvement to the Mogmender's work. How does it feel? It's so light and fits my paws perfectly. Were those other tools just for practice? Why, I feel as if I could chip away at stone all day and night, Kupo. So happy. I'm full glad to hear that. Truth be told, I know that you and the other Mogmenders are growing frustrated at your lack of progress. With this, I believe you will be able to produce work at the speed and quality I know you're capable of. I apologize. You shouldn't have had to go through such lengths on your account. Nevertheless, you have my thanks, and thanks of every single Mogmender. That is why we are here, is it not? To teach you and yours all we know, so that one day you might repair Zenith without guidance from a doddering old fool. But there's no need to thank us, much less apologize. We shall be content to see you produce grand works. Thank you for the hydrate redeem, Lucky. And so we shall, Kupo. I dare say this moment marks a new age for the Mogmenders. Now we can do even more Moogle chores. Ooh, shiny hammer. Thanks to your efforts, the Moogles have brand new tools to work with. Continue assisting the Mogmenders to see repair Barles completed. Certainly getting through these at a fast clip. Yep, reputation up. Yep, 3 additional quests. Mog Eat Mog 3. 10 points. Alright, we gotta make this thing real quick. Get. Dogma is still a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's a fun Kevin Smith film. Inspired by the likes of Terry Pratchett. It's got Alan Rickman, Jason Lee. It's got Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Got good stuff. Logic shakes his head. Why do I even bother sometimes? A group of Moogles said they were going to take a break from the restoration effort and explore the area around the Shiva statue south of here. But they appear to be taking too long for my taste. Might you check on them to see what they're up to? Stirring by Sternation. Oh, what to do? I know they mean no harm, but must the dragons use our construction sites as dozing spots? It's starting to slow our progress, Kupo. If only it were as simple as giving them a little nudge. I hear dragons do not take kindly to those who disturb their sleep. Ah, but wait. What if they were to wake of their own accord? Surely they would not be angry with us then, yes? I have an idea. Why don't you write a cloud mallet and shake it over the dragons that they might sneeze themselves awake? It would be better to have an adventurer like you do in case there are any mishaps, Kupo. They're late, Kupo, so very late. The sappers said they would send for some sundries that we cannot provide ourselves. The shipments should have arrived at the rookery by now, but we have not received any word for a while. Where could they be? Oh, I hope that their airship did not run aground, or worse, run afoul of Nidhogg's brood. Could you go and take a look for me, Kupo? Okay, this is starting by Sternation. Alright, let's go wake some sleepy dragons. Starting by Sternation. Oh, they're down here? Let's see. There it is. There's a sleepy dragon. I can't talk to the Moogle while I'm doing it? My snout, it prickles. Oh, am I in your way? Forgive me, I was unaware. I shall find another place to rest. Phew, that next one is blocking the road to the northeast. Let's go, Kupo. Blocking a door to the northeast, they say. Okie dokie. Yep. There's another sleepy dragon. So that dreadful season is upon us. Damnable spores. Enough. I move for fair skies. That leaves one more to awaken. Our last stop is the rookery, Kupo. So, like, it's interesting. This is more dragon content than I ever experienced playing just the main story. Playing like Endwalker and Dawn Trail and stuff like that. Let's see, where is... That's Sleepy. Where is the sleep? There it is. What? Where am I? I must have... What a curious dream I had. A pity it ended so abruptly. No matter. I shall take waiting to think of on its meaning. Yeah, this is like just more dragon content than I ever saw before. That dragon saw my fur? Ew! One of the unexpected hazards of accepting this job, I suppose. I'll have to go and clean this off. Anyway, many thanks for your help, Kupo. I can't say I mind. I can't say I mind getting to this much dragon content. The good stuff. This is good stuff. Even if it's just like, you know, minor stuff. Minor stuff when you're snuff. Roughly. Where is... Ah, okay. We've got little dragons. Oh there, adventurer. I'm in need of your assistance. We are in the midst of unloading our cargo when these dragons showed up and surrounded the airship. We quickly carried off what cargo we could. I have my spear, yet I would rather not provoke the ire of a dragon mother, wherever she may be. Needless to say, this has led to a considerable delay. You have dealt with your fair share of dragons, I am sure. Will you go and ask them what they want with our ship? Daughter of man, tell us, what is this strange contraption? Airship? So this is how man flies without wings? But it is so strange looking. You're just curious about the boat. Can I have an airship? Can I please? I promise to take care of it. They want what? Do I look like the bloody saint of Nemea to you? Ah, these beasts are anything like Ishgardian children. Once they made up their minds, they won't let up. I have no time for this nonsense. You look as though you're good with hands. Here, take these scraps of metal and hammer them together yourself. The sooner you give them airships, and the sooner we can have the cargo delivered. Alright, so we gotta make the baby some toys. You know, when I was a kid, I loved getting toys for my birthday. One year it was like Beast Wars. One year it was Power Rangers Zords. Stuff like that. Before I had like a ton of brothers and sisters, I kind of got spoiled for a selection. Just like a whole aisle's worth of Beast Wars Transformers. Things you don't get to appreciate once the third and fourth kids are born. Oh, thank you, daughter of man. They are so lovely. Come now, my friends. Let's go play Knights and Worms. Knights and Worms, you... The Dragonets toss their airships off the edge of the aisle. As gravity overtakes their main voyages, the laughing pups swoop down after them and disappear into the clouds below. Well, the important thing is that they're happy. Oh, they seem to be satisfied with your handiwork. Well, I must say the demands were most unexpected. Think that we might have bared steel against beings with desires no different than children. Anyhow, I thank you for your assistance, adventurer. We got to make toys for the dragons! We got to make toys for the dragons, chat! That's so cute! I love Moogle Quest. I love Moogle Quest. It's so good. I love making toys for kids. Oh yeah, I definitely gotta blow out these sinuses, I think. That's probably where all this gunk is leaking out from. Be a snuffly girl. By the way, chat, if anyone's wondering about that thing that I drew and posted to Blue Sky, let it not be said that, you know, drawing is not therapeutic, because it absolutely is. Sometimes you just get overwhelmed with thoughts and you don't really know how to talk about them. So you just gotta manifest them somehow else. Do help. Do help. Alright. We got some tourist Moogles. The mother of the sheep. So beautiful. Oh, pardon me, Kupo. I was so entranced by such majesty that I didn't see you standing there. Every time I lay eyes on her, I cannot help but feel inspired. How many years would it take to carve a statue this size, I wonder? 10? 20? 100? Regardless, it is a display of dedication worthy of the highest respect. Someday, I wish to be respected as a Mughal sculptor, and that's why my mind is made up, Kupo. I too shall hone my skills and create a statue as grandeur as this one. With a little help, of course. You have an eye for detail, right? Do you think you could craft me a small metal statue in the likeness of a valiant Mughal? I would use it as a model for my bigger monument, Kupo. While I would love to see your work, I do not have any materials on hand, unfortunately. But my brother is a peddler who deals in odds and ends at the summit of Sawmile. If you mention I sent you from my work, he should be willing to give you materials free of cost. Help. I'm gonna Sawmile. We gotta go all the way to Mogham before. Yep, that's certainly Saint Shiva. I think I got a tourist wing mark there. It is beautiful. It is beautiful, actually. I wonder what it was like to be a toy maker back then. Should look that up. Should look up what toy making felt way back yonder. Upo? Upo. He wants to carve what? Did he hit his palm on something? My brother is talented to be sure, but he's no master. Even a sculpture my size would take him more than a fortnight, Kupo. I'm rather doubtful that he could create such an enormous piece. But since you came all this way, I suppose I'll have to indulge him. Here. And I love that they made it so that way you can just click on the thing. It brings up the thing. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, whoops. I needed to craft that high quality. Let's toss that out. Let's try that again. Alright, one more time for the show. Oh, hey, perfect. I need to make sure that we have Rice Krispie treats available for this week. That's why I used to treat my wife on the weeks gonna have therapy. It just helps things. Just helps makes life easier for her. Yeah, what do I want to do? Do I just want to make shit? Do I want to be successful? Obviously I want to be successful. But how do we define success? I define it as it would actively improve my quality of life if I could earn money from the things that I'm doing. But I am so tired of overthinking. I am once again going to try and make a push. Just make a thing and then push it out into the world and not worry about the spick and span. That is the way of life. That's another one. Alright, we gotta go do a hunt. That's both A-ranks out here. Hence part of why I made that that picture earlier. It was therapeutic, but it's also just like practice. Practice for just making something, not worrying about how the details work, just doing it. Just do it. Do it quick, do it fast, just do it. Alright. The attacker stats chocobo. Alright, chat, we gotta lock in. We gotta lock in to take care of this. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's that video of the toads and they're marching and they're taking on 5 Bowsers. It's like 5 Bowsers versus 1,000 toads or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's cinema. And to be frank, despite the fact that Toad is a super, super great presence, it is gorgeous, beautiful, it is loved, and I love it. I don't know if I could like pull shorts. I wish that I had like my own library. If you're not aware, there's like this guy who posts a ton of Northline clips. Goes by the librarian. You can find his YouTube channel, the Library of Laterno, which is Northernlion's last name. It is funny stuff that this guy puts together. Like, this is good quality clipping, what it is. Yeah, this thing actually has like some bite to it. Actually had a top and max potion here. But that's because we have Bloodbath coming off cooldown in like 7 seconds, which is pretty much guaranteed. Last time he's like 4%. That's 2 A-ranks in one day. Gotta clear out this area for sure, right? Yeah, give me all those tutorial seals. What are we talking about? Stuff, put it onto the world, let it live. Maybe you're not giving it like the best chance to succeed, but then again, it doesn't have to succeed, it just has to exist. It can succeed after the fact. This is yet another way that we win the time war. Therapies. Not even like monetarily, it's like what, 160 bucks a month for me to go to therapy. But there's time and hours and emotional energy that goes into it. Honestly, you'd think it'd just be a lot easier to you know, continue being an awful, sickly person who never changes, who says that everyone else needs to change around you. Never improving yourself. What a miserable existence that'd be, though. A group of dragons surrounded the airship. Sounds like it could have been a great recipe for disaster, Kupo. You and I already know that dragonlings mean no harm, but I suppose ordinary men may still see them as a threat. It's good that you were there to prevent any further escalation. I hear dragons remain their same inquisitive selves for decades before they become fully grown dragons. Think about it. When that Templar Knight's son becomes a man, he will likely see the same exact bright-eyed pup his father had, Kupo. I see, so he decided he would rather dedicate his time to sculpting. Well, I, for one, have no qualms with it. Not every Moogle is suited to be a Mogmender, you know. Besides, if he is successful in his mission, then perhaps magnificent Moogle statues will be scattered around the turning mist, Kupo. I am glad you were able to support him in his dream, no matter how big or small. Oh, thank goodness. I was beginning to worry that they would never wake up, Kupo. Dragons are prone to sleeping much longer than you or I. Had we let those dragons be, who knows how long they might have slept. They could have delayed our work for moons, Kupo. I do feel a little guilty for disturbing their naps, but it was for the greater good. I am sure they would understand. Now it's time to get back to work, Kupo. And that is all of our Moogle chores done for the day. We've got quite a little bit before we get to level 6 here. So in the meantime, I need to go make sure to put our extra crystals away because I'm pretty close to burgeoning. Also got some seals I need to turn in. You know, I mentioned that I'm going to be doing like a birthday stream next week. Belated birthday stream, special event type stuff. I haven't actually said what that's going to be yet. They have a free ranked brawl thing out. Maybe if that's still active, what I'll do is a marathon just to do ranked brawl. That could be a thing. That could be a very real thing. Put away 700 fire crystal. Should win. I just have to be careful about capping out. I'm almost at 9,000 for all of these. Then shards, I need to get more. I need to send out retainers for more shards when my crystals are capped off. Clusters are coming along very nicely. Craft Fest is gonna be upon us someday. When it comes, ooh baby, are we gonna be prepared? Yeah, so much. Oh wait, no, I have a vigil skirt. Shit. I have a vigil skirt that I could turn in to finish the outfit. Huge. That's huge, especially if it's visible. Got the bridal tights off. Yeah. There's a second page probably. There we go. It's literally not visible unless you try and like get into any of the tank stances, I guess. More things that we could turn the rest in. I still need to take a look to see what it is that I have in my retainer that takes seals for the animal relics. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll shove all that in. So let's see, I could do like a competitive ranked challenge with Magic. I'd have to make sure that I'm playing a deck that I can play for a long time, which might mean needing to play something that's simpler, but slightly less, and slightly less involved. Maybe, potentially. I'll have to see. So I have to play a deck that I enjoy. Well, the types of decks that I enjoy are the ones that have like a ton of micro decisions. But if you're constantly making micro decisions, then that's going to lead to mental fatigue. And that means that the stream is not going to be able to last as long as I need it to be. Like, I could try doing it with Geist. Geist is a fairly straightforward deck, but there is micro decisions, like how quickly I deploy him, when I deploy him, trying to end the game quickly with him. And then there's also just like the opportunity to try another deck, the format. Okay. What was it? Got like a ton of maps in here. Really need to get up. Singing clusters? I don't think I got. There is the Numite. I got the unidentifiable. I think I need to get more unidentifiables. Pretty sure. Yeah, because the Francesca, the Aether, Cake. Umbright you can get from Poetics. The age stuff, that's all for Zodiac Relic. Oh no, the money is starting to spill out. Money is starting to spill out a little early. Got like 3 sort of here. Modification, do I actually need that? I think I do. Got like some triggers here. Okay, so yeah, I do need to grab more of the We'll do that, and then we'll also just like throw some stuff to make sure that our inventory stays clear. We'll hold on to this. We... Actually, let's take a look at the Moogle event here as soon as I get some stuff. Actually, no. Nope. I thought about that wrong. Alright, let's take a look at see if there's anything that we... If there is, fishing time. Alright, so they have the minor earrings, fat cat parasol, mount, hair. Ooh, the tremble emote. 50? Craftsman's top. See, what's that look like with the let's see, Craftsman's. Oh, this was from the island, wasn't it? I think it was. Craftsman's bottoms. Yeah, it's basically a tank top. Platinum cut MGP, mount. Furniture. Wind up Ixal. Magic bucket. Then you have some gear. Level 80 gear, actually. Level 80 gear? Level 80 gear. That's stuff that you can get for, like, Viper. I don't know that anything that appeals to me. Like... Ooh. Wrapping stuff. This isn't bad. But it's not dyeable. Oh, hey! It's that outfit that Zariha wears. Yeah? Why do I keep saying Zariha? Aria. You can always get my card. There's some writing maps that you can get. The Abigail Barding. To fulfill your lifelong desire to see a chocobo dressed like a Scully maid. Huh. That's is not what I would have, cause okay, so there's like some stuff. Actually, hold on. If we check our code. They're in Logpendium. So weekly objectives. We're currently in week 1, and it's complete Alexander the Cuff of the Sun. Ah, come on, maybe can't we just Alexander the Cuff of the Sun, huh? Yeah, we can do that real quick. We do that just real quick. Good. That's gonna be an easy twin. Cuff of the Sun? Yeah, it's Cuff of the Sun. I'm gonna double. Cuff of the Sun. Alright. The 12-minute wait time? You're kidding me. But I'm a healer. Why is there a 12-minute wait time? I don't... Huh. Well... How about that? Okie dokie. Go ahead and withdraw that. Oh well. Alright, so... Just as a reminder. One more time. This Wednesday and Thursday, I will not be streaming because I'm going to be taking care of my wife. It's time for monthly wife care. Tuesday will be a normal stream. Friday will be, hopefully, Final Fantasy Friday will return. And then next week, by then, you should have the details on the belated birthday bonanza. Then the week after that, hopefully everything is normal. Hopefully everything is business as usual. So, folks, let's go ahead and start doing this monthly waifu maintenance. Yeah, it's monthly waifu maintenance. By the way, chat, we do have a Lead the Raid redeem. So, if you know anyone who's cool, you know anyone who's trans, maybe they play Final Fantasy and Magic, or maybe they're just really fucking cool, go ahead and lead the raid. If I take a look at who currently following, looks like Kaz and Slimer open. Kind of about it. So we are open to leading the raid redeems. Let's see. Mythic climbing is definitely one. That's definitely something that we can think about doing for the brawl bash, the belated birthday brawl bash. That could do it. I also do not have an opposition to trying to make it a little bit more special. I've had the thought that I could use some cleanup on some of the older games that I've played but have not like 100%ed. So like we can always drop in Armored Core 6. We can go ahead and spend that time collecting all of our additional parts. If I can get my Elgato card working, so that way I can actually like play my game and hear it too. You can take a look at like some super bosses in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Maybe play some Breath of the Wild and go back to doing all those shrines and the Champions Ballad. There's I don't know if I would want to do Slay the Princess. It's definitely a cleanup stream that I want to do, but it might not be the one that I want to do here. So you know, there's some ideas. There are also like Final Fantasy challenges that I would need some setup for a little bit. I'm going to get back to doing Palace of the Dead at some point, so we can turn that into a challenge run. I need to finish doing some leveling on Corey before I do the near farming challenge run. So that's currently not on the table, but you know, at some point we will just come back and start leveling with Corey again, and that'll be the daily grind for now. I am just kind of aiming to get some more to do all the stuff. It'll probably be like when we're doing Stormblood, if I'm being honest. We get to the point where we're doing Stormblood. If I am doing daily grind stuff, it's gonna be with a character that is not currently progressing and does not have like as much to daily grind. That's gonna be it. All right, if you're on the YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out. We're gonna go ahead and end here. If you're over onto the Twitches, we are gonna go